Japanese horror films have always been known for their no-holds-barred approach, and this one, Searching for the Body, is guaranteed to give you an adrenaline rush. The story revolves around a terrifying and thrilling death game that unfolds every night in a school, where the murderer turns out to be a mere 5-year-old girl. Her brutal methods are nothing short of astonishing, but for her, it's just a game to pass the time. Tag your brave friends to immerse themselves in this chilling tale. Late at night, a little girl is seen running desperately through a dense forest, clutching a stuffed toy. Whatever is chasing her seems to terrify her. Even after she makes it home, the man pursuing her doesn't stop until he hacks her into pieces. Only then does he halt, but strange occurrences begin to follow. The police dispatch a large force to search for the girl's body, but not only do they fail to find it, many officers end up dead. Survivors claim they became substitutes for the girl. As her resentment spreads, she periodically selects a group of lucky individuals to help her search for her body, trapping them in an endless loop. To make the game more fun, she slaughters them. The only way to end the game is to collect all the body parts. To avoid public panic, the authorities build a school near the site of the incident, effectively quelling the rumors. At 7 a.m., Kanan, a student at that school, is woken up by her alarm. Her mother reminds her to share her lunch with her classmates, but Kanan is practically invisible at school. No one wants to interact with her. On her way to school, she notices a stray cat, only to see it get run over by a bus moments later. Unable to fit in, Kanan eats her lunch alone in a corner. Suddenly, countless hands emerge from a dry well in front of her, terrifying her. Fortunately, some workers appear, and the well calms down. Kanan checks the well but finds nothing unusual. On her way back, she sees the librarian burying the dead cat and pauses to watch. A cold wind blows, and a little girl appears behind Kanan, but when she turns around, there's nothing there. That night, as Kanan prepares to sleep, her phone receives several terrifying messages. Frightened, she throws her phone on the table, but it starts moving on its own, creeping closer to her. Kanan hides under her blankets, shivering. At midnight, she suddenly wakes up in the school's abandoned chapel, along with 5 classmates. Their experiences during the day mirror Kanan's. The chapel is eerie, with a coffin in the center containing a human model. They realize they've been chosen by the girl to search for her body. Taro, one of the classmates, dismisses the situation and leaves the chapel, only to be instantly killed by an invisible force on the soccer field. When the others find him, he's been cut in half. As one of the girls tries to call the police, another classmate is killed right in front of them. Terrified, the remaining group runs toward the school gate, but it's locked. They take refuge in a classroom, but the demon soon catches up. It grabs one of them and slams him against the wall. Kanan is paralyzed with fear as one of the girls escapes upstairs. Just as Kanan is about to give up, a classmate named Hiroshi sneaks up behind her, planning to help her escape. However, they're distracted by noises in the hallway, and the demon drags the girl into the darkness. When she reappears, she's a lifeless corpse. The demon closes in, and Hiroshi pulls Kanan into a hidden storage room. To keep her safe, he tells her to hide under a bed and stay quiet while he braces the door. But the demon breaks through with a single punch, sending Hiroshi flying. Before he can recover, the demon is upon him. After a blood-curdling scream, the demon turns its attention to Kanan. Instead of killing her immediately, it jumps onto the bed and starts shaking it violently, terrifying Kanan. Seeing Hiroshi's chest pierced, Kanan is completely broken. The shaking stops, and Kanan thinks she's safe, but the demon, a little girl holding a doll, appears. Kanan tries to run, but the girl grabs her. In a desperate struggle, Kanan manages to throw the girl off, but escaping is impossible. Kanan ultimately falls victim to the girl's wrath. The next morning, Kanan wakes up to her alarm, thinking it was all a nightmare. But her neck aches, and the events of the previous day replay in her mind. The 5 classmates who participated in the death game also retain their memories. They realize it wasn't a dream. They must collect the girl's body parts to move on to the next day, or they'll be stuck in this time loop. As they discuss their situation, the librarian passes by but avoids them, seeming sensitive to the topic. With no other options, they continue to search for the body parts every night. After relentless efforts, Kanan and Hiroshi find the girl's severed arm in a fish tank. But as soon as Hiroshi retrieves it, the lights start flickering, and the girl appears. With no escape, Hiroshi tells Kanan to run with the arm while he holds off the girl. During the chase, Hiroshi manages to fend off the girl, but Kanan's movements attract her attention. The girl knocks Hiroshi aside and targets Kanan. Hiroshi locks the girl in a hold, buying Kanan time to escape. Despite Hiroshi's bravery, the girl quickly overpowers him. Hearing his screams, another classmate hides in an electrical cabinet, but the girl finds him and kills him. Meanwhile, Kanan runs through the halls with the arm. 2 classmates, seeing the girl behind her, close a shutter door, trapping Kanan. Just as the door is about to shut, Kanan slips through. But before they can celebrate, the girl breaks through the door and grabs one of them. Kanan tries to save her, but the girl drags both of them away. Kanan grabs the arm and runs to the chapel, placing it in the coffin just before the girl arrives. As everyone dies, time resets to July 5th. Kanan rushes to school to save the cat, but Hiroshi beats her to it. After this, Kanan is no longer invisible at school and starts to fit in. To escape the nightmare, the group investigates the girl's murder, hoping for clues. The librarian appears but only warns them not to make noise. One of the classmates, Four Eyes, devises a plan to map the school and mark searched rooms to save time. They also discover that the girl relies on sound to locate them, she can't see. They play loud music to distract her while observing from above and using walkie-talkies to report her location. The plan works, but the deaths become even more gruesome. The girl seems to enjoy the game, and the group struggles to survive. Eventually, they find the girl's leg, leaving only her head missing. They search the school but can't find it. They visit the place where the girl was killed and find clues suggesting she was ill and confined to her room, with only her doll as a friend. They discover the doll hidden behind a wall, but it vanishes, terrifying them. They search the chapel but find nothing. Suddenly, a tall monster appears outside the chapel. As they flee, 2 members are killed by falling debris. Another is crushed by the monster. The survivors barricade themselves in a classroom and make torches, but the monster breaks in. It's a fusion of the girl and her doll. The group is helpless as the monster kills Hiroshi and another classmate. Kanan tries to escape but is caught by the monster. In a final act of defiance, she jumps to her death. Kanan wakes up again, realizing time has reset. But this time, things are different. The cat is already gone, and events seem to be accelerating. One of their classmates, who was eaten by the monster, is erased from everyone's memory except theirs. They realize that being eaten by the monster means being erased from existence. With only one chance left, Kanan confronts the librarian, who admits to having participated in the game but doesn't know where the head is. Kanan recalls seeing the doll's head sink in the pool, suggesting the head might be there. They prepare for a final battle with the monster in the chapel. The monster arrives, breaking through the ceiling. It kills one of the classmates, but the group fights back, using chains and tools to restrain it. Kanan and Hiroshi manage to retrieve the head from the monster's body, but it breaks free and kills Hiroshi. Kanan, fueled by grief and rage, delivers a final blow, defeating the monster. She places the head in the coffin, ending the nightmare. Everyone is resurrected, but only Kanan retains the memories. Later, during another game, the 6 are chosen again, and Hiroshi regains his memories after finding Kanan's lost badge. The story ends on a bittersweet note, with the nightmare finally over. And that concludes this film. I'm Kie, and we'll see you next time.
Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell at the end of the video so you won't miss any other exciting stories.